Hi, I'm Ashley, hypnobirthing practitioner and doula from East London. And today I'd like to talk a little bit about writing your birth preferences when planning for your birth. I always call them birth preferences and not birth plans because I think if you write a plan and then you don't get what you want, there's always this element of you feeling a bit like you didn't get what you wanted and therefore you kind of failed. And so I always call them birth preferences because I think while it's nice to write down what you would like and obviously to share that with the midwife and the doctors and the people that are going to be caring for you during your labour and during your birth, I think everybody knows that you might need to be flexible on the day and things might need to change and there shouldn't be any failure attached to that. And so I always refer to them as birth preferences. So today I'd just like to talk a little bit about my top tips for writing that and for making those as successful as possible. First of all, keep it short. Always keep it to one page if you can, because otherwise, the midwives and the doctors, they're going to be really busy and they just might not get time to read it. Consider laminating the page as well if you can. It sounds really silly, but a laminated piece of paper always looks a lot more important and a lot more official than just like a scrapped piece of paper that might have been folded or, not looked after very well. Try and keep things concise and to the point. Obviously, the people that are going to be caring for you are going to be really busy, and if it's 15 pages long, they're not going to read it, or what they're going to do is they're going to skim read it, and then they might miss points, and they might miss points that are really important to you. So always try and keep it concise and, as to the point as you can. Obviously, be as polite and assertive as you can. But part of this as well is letting the midwives and the doctors know what you need, and getting them on board and getting them to be part of your team so that they can help you in achieving that. I always suggest printing several copies. Ideally when you first get to the hospital, what you should be doing is giving it to the midwife, whoever's there caring for you when you first arrive. Or if you're at home, the midwife who's there with you. But later on, that midwife might change shifts, or that midwife might go on break and somebody else might come along to care for you and they might not have read your birth preferences. So always having extra copies to hand so that you can hand them out if you need spare copies. If there's anything in there that's really important to you, especially I find if they're things that might not seem very important to other people if they read it, highlight those pieces. Highlight things that are really important to you so that if at any point someone does have to skim read your birth preferences, they're going to be the bits that they're going to pick out and they're going to know what bits are really important to you. Always remember, it's really good to know what you're hoping for and to ask the midwives and doctors to support you in achieving that. Things might need to change as your labour and your birth progress, and there's no failure in birth, so don't be disappointed if things need to change along the way. I hope you found that helpful. And for a free copy of a birth preferences sheet that I've written myself, containing loads more information and possible suggestions and things that you might find really, really helpful, send me an email at simplynaturalbirthservices@hotmail.com and I'll send you over one. Also take a look at my website, simplynaturalbirthservices.co.uk. Please keep an eye out for more doula tips videos from me. Thanks for watching.